Now, a Target 12 investigators exclusive. In his first sit-down television interview since surviving a brutal stabbing on October 20th, former Fall River Mayor Will Flanagan talks one-on-one with 12 News politics editor Ted Nesi about his harrowing experience and why he forgives the man who attacked him. I'm Shannon Heggie.
I'm Mike Montecalvo. Ted joins us now with the exclusive interview.
Will Flanagan says this was a random act of violence, and his attacker only narrowly missed a major artery in his neck, a wound that could have been fatal.
I'm on the mend, my heart's strong, my brain is strong.
Former Fall River Mayor Will Flanagan speaking on camera for the first time since he survived a vicious stabbing just over 2 weeks ago.
What do you remember of what transpired?
I remember everything. Every detail.
It was around 5 p.m. on October 20th, and Flanagan was on Hartwell Street, walking back to his cannabis dispensary after buying Halloween candy at Walgreens. Surveillance video shows the attacker approaching him from behind.
I felt this thunderous impact to the left side of my face. When I turned around, there was this man who I never saw before, a little taller than me, with crazy hair and a beard and some facial tattoos. Saying horrible things to me.
Flanagan says he thought he was being punched. He turned to defend himself, but fell, and the attacker walked away. Seniors at the nearby Tecumseh apartments were watching in horror.
And the seniors are telling me I've been stabbed. We're sticking Dunkin' Donuts napkins in my wounds, trying to get it under control. I'm bleeding everywhere. They convinced me to dial 911, which I do. I say, this is Will Flanagan. I'm on Hartwell Street near the Tecumseh apartments. I just been stabbed. I might have been robbed. I don't know what the heck's going on right now. Please get me a rescue because I feel like I'm dying, and I did.
Rescue crews arrived moments later and rushed Flanagan to the trauma center at St. Luke's Hospital in New Bedford.
I'm told I lost probably 3 pints of blood throughout the entire ordeal.
3 pints of blood.
Correct. And they also gave me a transfusion from what I understand.
He recalls hearing a doctor tell his medical team that they were running out of time and that he needed to be put on a ventilator.
At that point, I said, can you do one thing for me, please? She goes, name it. I said, can I get some time with my family before you put me under? Because I don't know if I'm coming out at this point. And she looks around, she says, is this family here? They said, yeah, we think the family's here, because it's a chaotic situation at the time. She says, you get 1 second with your family. They came in, we said our goodbyes, and the next thing I know, I woke up on a ventilator.
Did you have time to process something has happened to me, or were you just in like kind of fight or flight mode to survive?
Fight or flight mode.
Yeah. Not even able
I think if I was able to process, it would have been even more traumatic than it was.
Flanagan was on life support for 6 days. He's now recuperating at his home and hopes to make a full recovery by Christmas.
You've said, despite all this, you forgive your attacker.
I do.
What allows you to do that?
God allows me to do that. I'm a miracle. I should not be here talking to you today. You should be covering my funeral right now, not having an interview with you on WPRI 12. And the fact that God allowed me to be here for a few more days, a few more years, I'm on his time right now. Every day's a gift.
Flanagan's alleged attacker was arrested the next morning and is due back in court Monday. Coming up,
my attacker should not have been on the streets on October 20th.
New at 6, Flanagan's message to President Trump about what he thinks needs to change to ensure public safety. With the Target 12 investigators, Ted Nesi, 12 News.
Now we continue a Target 12 investigators exclusive one-on-one with former Fall River Mayor Will Flanagan in his first sit-down television interview since he was brutally stabbed last month. At 5, we heard Flanagan's harrowing first-hand account of the attack and its aftermath.
And new at 6, Flanagan's message to the president about what needs to change to keep dangerous offenders off the streets. Ted Nesi joins us now with the exclusive interview. Ted?
Flanagan argues that while this was an apparently random act of violence, it should also be a wake-up call about the gaps in our mental health and criminal justice systems.
You can see I had a stab to the face and I had damage to my eye.
Will Flanagan is lucky to be alive.
I should not be here talking to you today. You should be covering my funeral right now.
Police say this man, 31-year-old Corey Gonzalez, is the assailant who repeatedly stabbed Flanagan outside the former Fall River Mayor's Hartwell Street cannabis dispensary in the early evening of October 20th.
You didn't know him at all?
No, I've never met him before.
Never seen him in your life?
No, I don't even have any record of him coming to the dispensary.
Officials say Gonzalez has a lengthy criminal record and a history of mental illness.
What do you make of that?
My attacker should not have been on the streets on October 20th. He should have been either in jail, in prison, or in a mental institution.
Flanagan connects his own ordeal with the August stabbing death of a woman riding public transit in North Carolina. Her alleged killer was also identified by authorities as mentally ill.
How are you thinking about that from a government standpoint?
I have a direct message for President Trump. I believe his administration has to invest in institutions. We need to reopen the mental institutions and to make sure people like my attacker are in these institutions, being medicated, being treated, and off the streets. There has to be a shift in policy, Ted. There really has to be a shift in policy.
And yet, the father of two says he forgives his attacker, citing a deep faith in God.
The viewer watching this story, listening to you, this interview, what do you want them to take away from what you've gone through in your story?
Appreciate life. Life can change in the blink of an eye. Be aware of your surroundings and just live life to the fullest.
A judge ordered Corey Gonzalez to undergo a mental health evaluation. He is due back in court on Monday. Flanagan says he hopes to be fully recovered by Christmas. With the Target 12 investigators, Ted Nesi, 12 News.